Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I doing now? I got a 2010 Toyota RAV4. I almost called it a Ford for some reason, don't know why. Toyota RAV4. It got towed into me. It's a good customer of ours. You've seen their other vehicle on several videos that I've made. I did a water pump. They got a Ford Flex. I did a water pump. I fixed some wiring on it. I've done a few things on it. But this is their other car, and they didn't drive it very often. And the wife said it started making some kind of a noise. She wasn't sure what it was, so she stopped driving it. And it's been parked for several months. He said the battery's stone dead, so he goes, just replace the battery. It's old enough anyway. So I'm underneath the hood here, and it's from 21, so it's a 4-year-old battery. Okay, we'll put a battery in it. I haven't done anything to it yet, but I have the battery ready to go in it. So let me just show you what we're going to do. So here it is underneath the hood. You can see it's kind of cruddy. You can see the date on the side there. 8 of 21, so it's a 4-year-old battery. But I haven't done anything yet. I did put the key in it. That's as far as I got. And stone dead. There's nothing there. So let's go ahead and let's put a battery in this thing. Actually, what I want to do too is, they said it was making noise. What kind of noise was it making? I don't know. Let's actually check the oil real quick. I'm just curious. This customer is actually very good with maintenance on their other vehicle. I'm assuming they're going to be good with maintenance on this one, but you never know. Might not be. I caught the tip of my finger on that. And there's just a little dash at the very bottom of the stick. So we're going to have to put at least a quart of oil in this thing. All right, but let's start with changing the battery. So first things first, the battery's stone dead, so I'm not too worried about it. However, what you should do is disconnect the negative first. The reason for that is once you disconnect it, the battery's out of the equation. So you can go over here and then take the positive off. Let's say you're going to go take the positive off first, and you go ahead and you hit ground. Let's just say that this was grounded. Now you just shorted out your tool onto the vehicle. So you don't want to go ahead and do that. But like I said, this thing is stone dead, so I'm not overly concerned about it. I'll pull the terminals off. Just like that. And this cover here, as you see, is already completely loose and just hanging. Just throw that off to the side. Now in these, I usually will just take this one bolt out. This way I don't really have to mess with that J-bolt too much. Usually, sometimes you do. Depends on the height of the new battery. I mean, the new battery should be roughly the same size. Doesn't mean it will be. Okay, so now before we go ahead and put the other battery in place, let's clean off the terminals real quick. I've explained this before. I prefer these wire brush style. You can get ones that have these blades on it. I don't like using those because, first off, it'll have a tendency to chew up the terminal too much, take too much material off of it. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get some hot water to get some of this corrosion off, just a little more corrosion than I actually anticipated. Now this is an older tool. This thing has seen better days. As you can see, that brush is kind of flattened out. All right, let me go get some very hot water, and I'm going to pour it over this. And there's the female end if you want to clean the... Oh, I'm sorry, probably couldn't see that. Could you? Yeah, you could. That's for cleaning off the battery terminals themselves, or the battery posts, I should say. All right, let me go get some really hot water, and then we're going to clean this off. It's very simple. You just pour it over. All right, so I've mentioned before, just regular hot water. This is just purely hot water out of the tap. You know, you can take it, like I usually like to use the tea kettle if possible, because the tea kettle will get it super, super hot, you know, obviously boiling hot. But I like to do this just to break down any of the acid or any of the corrosion that's sitting there. But you should be able to see the steam coming off of this. Our hot water out of the tap is pretty darn hot. All right, so now the tray on the bottom, I'm just picking it up to dump the water off of it that collects. Now you might not be able to see that. All right, so let's grab our new battery. Wow, put that in place, just like such. Oh, actually, this one, no. This one I don't do it that way. The other one I did because of the design of the handle. This one, the handle stays down. All right, get the terminals out of the way. Now I just got to line up this bolt hole here. Tighten this down. Hook your positive up first. This way, in case you accidentally ground it out on something, your tool, you know, if you had negative hooked up first, then you're going to create a problem. You're going to short the battery out. And I've seen people weld a wrench like to an engine block or a, you know, frame rail or whatever. I've seen it happen. So that's why you do positive first, then negative. Just making sure it's fully seated. All right, that's good. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that top cover back on. Like I said, there was nothing holding it in place, so I'm not too concerned about it. Now I have 2 quarts of oil that I'm going to put in this. I didn't bring a funnel with me, so I'm going to spill it all over the place. That's my reason for taking that off. Because we have our oil in bulk. All right. All right. Put this little cover back on. I actually hate these covers. Any of my cars that have had it, I usually take it off and never put it back on. I just don't like them. I don't like the way they look. Okay. Actually, what did it bring the oil level to by adding 2 quarts? It's right about a little bit less than half. So that should be good. All right, let's see if it starts. Well, it's a plus. I have the little car light on, the door light. And this thing's got 177,000. All right, let's see. Do we hear any noise? Ew. Okay. Yeah. That was some timing chain clatter. Probably the tensioner, something like that, but it didn't last very long. One thing I just noticed is the coolant level is very low. Nothing in there. These pieces here were notorious for breaking, and I hate when people do this with these clamps. They overhang the squiggly tail all over the place. I hate that. So let me get some coolant for this, just to make sure we don't have a problem. So let me grab some coolant real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Had a little bit of 50-50 laying around. Alright, so that brought that thing right up to about the full mark. So it really wasn't super, super low. We just toss this in the dumpster. These don't sound bad. Don't sound bad at all. Just a little bit of timing chain clatter when it first started, but I mean, sitting for months and months and 175,000 miles, I wouldn't be worried about it. Is this thing still registered? Yeah. You can see how rusty these rotors are. Let's see. Hello, light. There we go. Yeah, the rotors are quite rusted. So there again, the customer could not explain to me what the noise was. Just said it was making a bad noise, so they parked it. I don't know. So maybe I should take it for a ride. It is still registered. The tires look a little bit low, but not like flat. I don't think this thing has a, I'm sure it's got a tire monitor, but it doesn't show you tire pressures, I don't think. No. All right, so maybe I'll take this thing for a road test and see where we wind up. All right, so we're gonna go for a road test. I just had to open up the gate. Let me tell you what, this vehicle right here, driving me insane. This one. I showed you this vehicle before. It's got that weird cold start problem where it runs absolutely terrible until the temperature gets over a certain point. I can't figure out what's going on. It's really got me thinking. And the problem is, if it's too cold outside, it won't even run. The problem is, I'm not working outside if it's 18 degrees out, you know? Not happening. If it's 18 degrees out, you know, and if it's anything below 40, it won't even start. Has no spark. But the longer you mess around with it, eventually it'll start. It's a story for another day. So let's take this for a ride. Let's close the hood. All right. Let me get my seatbelt on, and we're going to go for a road test. I'm sure the brake's going to be grinding like crazy, but let's do this. So just in our parking lot here, test out your brakes. I don't know if you can hear that. They're just grinding away. That's all the rust getting basically embedded by the pads and then brushed off too. So, all right, I'm gonna go up the road. So the road test itself feels great. I actually don't feel anything wrong with the car other than the brakes. I mean, the brakes are just, I'm not sure if you can hear that. It's not that they're grinding, they're rusted up. They just sound terrible. So this, like I said, this is a really nice couple, great people, and I don't know why they parked it. I really don't. So, I don't know. I'm going to get it inside the shop and just give it the once over and go from there. But, I mean, there's going to be a couple of recommendations because it was sitting. And the low tire light did finally come on. Can you see that over there? And so, anyway, let's get back to the shop. Let's give it a once over. All right, so I gave the vehicle a complete once over, and I really don't find anything wrong with it. So I'm really not sure why they parked it. I'm going to recommend the brakes because the rotors are pretty well rusted up. They're a little more than halfway worn down. The rears are getting a little on the close side. Oil change, a couple filters. That's about it. Nothing else that I can really see. Everything looks good. I don't know. Why they parked it, I have no idea. But anyway, I guess that's about it. See what they want to do come Monday. All right, guys. I hope you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.